Hello, welcome back. It's spring in Denmark. Sun is shining. I was just outside and buy 2 more cheap cola. Let's read about the Kodiak city in Alaska on Kodiak Island. Kodiak is up there. I need to get a better world map. I should get a small world map, better quality than this one. So maybe I should get a globus. I will need to have a globus. Globus with a light. I need to get that again. I can use this on my YouTube video. But I'm soon age 60 and have my low pension. So and I have my debts. I'm paying $1,000 to my debt every month. So there's many places in the world I will never be able to go to, like travel around in the South Pacific, fly around in the South Pacific, Australia, far away. I hope I'll be able to come to United States. I would like to visit Alaska. And Canada, of course. But, my life needs to change a lot. But we have this Microsoft Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I can take some virtual travel. I can fly around by Kodiak Island and the Aleutic Islands. I can fly around there. Wikipedia is perfect because you can find all kind of good information of a lot of stuff like Kodiak City, and could read this Aleutic Islands. That's this islands chain. That's Kodiak Island. That's island all the way down to the Russia. Could read that next. So let's do that. I need a minute to do myself ready. But there's a lot of big grizzly bears. So you cannot just walk around everywhere. You need to be careful because you can meet some big grizzly bears on 1,000 pounds. You can meet it when you're walking. And if you're tourist, you don't have any weapons.
Kodiak, Alaska. Kodiak Sunak's a Thai view of Kodiak from Pillar Mountain. App Center, from top to bottom, the near island bridge, downtown and the small boat harbor. View of Kodiak from Pillar Mountain. App Center, from top to bottom, the near island bridge, downtown and the small boat harbor. Official seal of Kodiak. Seal official logo of Kodiak. Logo motto, Alaska's Emerald Isle. Location in Alaska. Location in Alaska. Coordinates, 57 degree 4735 N 152 degree 2339 W. Coordinates, 57 degree 4735 N 152 degree 2339 W. 1. Country United States. State Alaska. Barra Kodiak Island Incorporated. September 11, 1940. 2. Government Mayor Patricia B. Pat Branson. 3. State Senator Gary Stevens. State Rep. Louise Stutes. Area. 4. Total 5.50 square mi. 14.23 square kilometers. Land 3.92 square mi. 10.16 square kilometers. Kodiak, Aleutic, Sunak, formerly Paul's Harbor, is the main city and one of 7 communities on Kodiak Island in Kodiak Island Borough, Alaska. All commercial transportation between the island's communities and the outside world goes through this city via ferry boat or airline. As of 2020 census, The population of the city is 5,581, down from 6,130 in 2010. It is the 10th largest city in Alaska. Originally inhabited by Alutiiq natives for over 7,000 years. The city was settled in the 18th century by the subjects of the Russian crown and became the capital of Russian Alaska. Russian harvesting of the area's theater pelts led to the near extinction of the animal in the following century and led to wars with and enslavement of the natives for over 150 years. The city has experienced two natural disasters in the last century, a volcanic ash fall from the 1912 eruption of Nova Rupta and a tsunami from 1964 Alaska earthquake. After the Alaska Purchase by the United States in 1867, Kodiak became a commercial fishing center which continues to be the mainstay of its economy. A lesser economic influence includes tourism, mainly by those seeking outdoor adventure trips. Salmon, halibut, the unique Kodiak bear elk, sika deer, blacktail, and mountain goats attract hunting tourists as well as fishermen to the Kodiak archipelago. The Alaska Department of Fish and Game maintains an office in the city and a website to help hunters and fishermen obtain the proper permits and learn about the laws specific to the Kodiak area. The city has 4 public elementary schools, a middle and high school, as well as a branch of the University of Alaska. An antenna farm at the summit of Pillar Mountain above the city historically provided communication with the outside world before fiber optic cable was run. Transportation to and from the island is provided by ferry service on the Alaska Marine Highway as well as local commercial airlines. History. Indigenous peoples. Archaeological evidence suggests that the Kodiak archipelago has been home to the Alutiiq for at least 7,000 years. 6, 7, 8. In their language Chikatug means island. Russian control, 1700 s. 1867. The first Europeans to sight Kodiak Island were the explorers Vitus Bering and Alexei Chirikov. During the 1741 Second Kamchatka Expedition. 9, 10. In the early 1750s the Russian fur trading merchant and explorer Stepan Glotov met a Kodiak Islander in the Aleutian Islands, who told him about the island. On his next voyage Glotov sailed to Kodiak Island, arriving in 1763. 11. The Russians called the island Kodiak, after the Alutiiq word Chikatug. 12. Several other Russians made fur hunting voyages to Kodiak Island in the 1770s. 13. In 1778 the British. Water 1.57 square mi, 4.07 square kilometers, elevation 49 foot, 15 m, population 2020. Total 5,581 density 1,422.27 square mi, 549.11 kilometer 2. Time zone UTC 9, AKST, summer. DST, UTC 8, AKDT, zip code 99615, 99,619. 99697 area code 907 FIPS code 02-4095 NIS feature ID 1404875 website u.city.kodiak.ac.us. The Russian sloop of war never visits Kodiak, Alaska. In 1805 Captain James Cook explored the area and wrote of Kodiak in his journals. 14. In 1779 the Spanish explorers Artigas y Bazan and Bodega y Cuadra reached Afognak in the Kodiak archipelago. 15. In 1792, the Russian Shelikhov-Golikov Company chief manager Alexander Baranov moved the post at 3 Saints Bay, established in 1784, to a new site in Paul's Harbor, Sviatopavlovskoye Garvani. This developed as the nucleus of modern Kodiak. 16. 7 Baranov considered 3 Saints Bay a poor location because it was too indefensible. The relocated settlement was first named Pavlovskaya Gavin, Paul's Harbor. 1718, a warehouse was built in what became one of the key posts of Theshelik-Hov-Golikov Company, a precursor of the Russian-American Company and a center for harvesting the area's vast population of sea otters for their prized pelts. The warehouse still stands as the Baranov Museum. Because the first native cultures revered this animal and would never harm it, the Russians had wars with and enslaved the Alus during this era. Russian church photo by John Nathan Cobb, June 1908. Eastern Orthodox missionary settled on the island by the end of the 18th century, continuing European settlement off island. They held the liturgy in native Lingit from 1800. The capital of Russian America was moved to Novoarchangельsk, modern-day Sikha, in 1804. The Russian-American Company was established in 1799 as a joint stock company by decree of Emperor Paul to continue the harvest of sea otter and other fur-bearing animals and establish permanent settlements. By the mid-19th century, the sea otter was almost extinct and 85% of the first native population had disappeared from exposure to European diseases and violence. American control, 1867 present. When Russia sold Alaska to the United States in 1867, Kodiak developed as a center for commercial fishing, and canneries dotted the island in the early 20th century until global farm-raised salmon eliminated these businesses. New processing centers emerged and the industry continues to evolve. During the presidency of Theodore Roosevelt, animals such as the mountain goat, Sika deer, blacktail, rabbits, muskrats, beavers, squirrels, and others were introduced to the island and the Kodiak National Wildlife Refuge was created. Kodiak was severely impacted by the 1912 eruption of Nova Upta. 19. Though situated 160 miles, 260 kilometers, southeast of the eruption center, the town was covered with 1 foot, 30 centimeters, of ash over a short period of time. 19. Townspeople sheltered in the U.S. revenue cutter, Manning, which was docked nearby. 19. 20. As Kodiak was incorporated in 1941, the U.S. feared attack from Japanese during World War II, and turned the town into a fortress. Roads, the airport, Fort Abercrombie, and gun fortifications improved the island's infrastructure. When Alaska became a state in 1959, government assistance in housing, transportation, and education added additional benefits. 21. In March 1964, a tectonic tsunami struck the city during the 1964 Alaska earthquake with 30-foot, 9.1 m, waves that killed 15 people and caused $11 million in damage. Some areas near Kodiak were permanently raised by 30 feet, 9.1 m. It wiped out the neighboring native villages of Old Harbor and Kakwick. The Standard Oil Company, the Alaskan King Crab Company, and much of the fishing fleet were also destroyed. 22. Street of Kodiak in 1965. Kodiak, sometime shortly after 1900. Kodiak, sometime shortly after 1900. Panorama of Kodiak, 1908. Panorama of Kodiak, 1908. Alaska Commercial Company buildings in Kodiak, June 1908. Alaska Commercial Company buildings in Kodiak, June 1908. Alaska Commercial Company Superintendent's Residence, 1908. Alaska Commercial Company Superintendent's Residence, 1908. Warehouse and Wharf in Kodiak, June 1908. Warehouse and Wharf in Kodiak, June 1908. Kodiak Harbor, July 2009. Kodiak Harbor, July 2009. Geography. Kodiak is located on the eastern shore of Kodiak Island. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 4.9 square miles, 12.6 square kilometers, divided into 3.5 square mi, 9.0 square kilometers, of land and 1.4 square mi, 3.6 square kilometers, 28.66% of water. Climate. Kodiak has a humid continental climate, DFB, with cold winters and mild summers. Precipitation is heavy year-round, though markedly less in the summer months, when the Aleutian low is at its weakest. Climate data for Kodiak Airport, Alaska, 1991-2020 normals, extremes 1913 present, month Jan February March April May June July August C October November December year record high degree F, degree C, 54, 12, 60, 16, 57, 14, 70, 21, 80, 27, 86, 30, 83, 28, 86, 30, 80, 27, 74, 23, 60, 16, 65, 18, 86, 30, mean maximum degree F, degree C, 43.5, 6.4, 43.9, 6.6, 46.3, 7.9, 53.8, 12.1, 64.9, 18.3, 71.1, 21.7, 74.0, 23.3, 73.5, 23.1, 65.4, 18.6, 56.0, 13.3, 48.4, 9.1, 44.5, 6.9, 76.9, 24.9, average I degree F, degree C, 36.1, 2.3, 37.5, 3.1, 38.8, 3.8, 44.7, 7.1, 51.7, 10.9, 57.0, 13.9, 61.8, 16.6, 62.8, 17.1, 57.1, 13.9, 48.3, 9.1, 41.2, 5.1, 37.3, 2.9, 47.9, 8.8, daily mean degree F, degree C, 31.2, 0.4, 32.4, 0.2, 33.2, 0.7, 39.1, 3.9, 45.8, 7.7, 51.4, 10.8, 56.2, 13.4, 56.5, 13.6, 50.6, 10.3, 42.2, 5.7, 35.7, 2.1, 31.9, 0.1, 42.2, 5.7, average low degree F, degree C, 26.2, 3.2, 27.2, 2.7, 27.6, 2.4, 33.6, 0.9, 39.9, 4.4, 45.7, 7.6, 50.5, 10.3, 50.3, 10.2, 44.2, 6.8, 36.0, 2.2, 30.2, 1.0, 26.5, 3.1, 36.5, 2.5, mean minimum degree F, degree C, 8.2, 13.2, 10.4, 12.0, 13.1, 10.5, 22.3, 5.4, 31.0, 0.6, 37.1, 2.8, 43.1, 6.2, 41.1, 5.1, 32.1, 0.1, 23.9, 4.5, 16.7, 8.5, 9.1.